Hey everybody, this is Trish Jones, and today I want to talk to you about potential, and in particular your potential. A few days ago I sat down and I was thinking about some of the conversations that I've had with people who have dreams that have never been fulfilled, people who have dreams that they feel that they've partly fulfilled but they're stuck at a certain path. And when I have a conversation with these people, some of them are valid reasons, some of them are excuses. That said, I actually believe that set in the heart of every man is a purpose that God put in there. I also believe that we have all been given God-given potential. But I believe that there are two reasons why we don't use our potential. Well, there's more than two reasons, but two reasons I want to talk about today anyway. One of them is the way that we have been educated and brought up, okay? Even now, if you look at our education system, I don't care whether you've been educated in a private school or whether you're in the state system, the system is all the same insofar as it has not really been created to develop the creative side of us. And if you look at the world now, there is so much less industrialization, and yet the education system was created for industrialization, and there hasn't yet been a shift to move from industrialization to the technological world that we now live in. And so some people who were just never ever good at the academic side of things, but they had something in their heart that they really wanted to do, it was kind of frowned upon. And even now they're still reeling in that, thinking that they're not good enough, they're not good as good as the accountant or the lawyer or the professor or whatever. And yet, if you look at some of the millionaires and billionaires, they are dyslexic, dropout of college, dropouts of school, hardly any education, but they have circumvented the system to achieve what they have with what they have got, i.e. their creativity. So that's one of the reasons that people don't actually fulfill their potential. The other reason is a biggie. The other reason is that very often we look at other people that we admire, and we, instead of using them as a role model, that we like their characteristic, we like their personality, we like the way they groove, as it were, we like the fact that they're disciplined, etc., etc. We try to be copycats. And God never created us to be copycats. He created us unique. And so instead of developing the gift in us, we want to look at somebody else's gift because somehow their gift looks sexier than ours. But the truth of the matter is, your gift can be developed as much as you decide to develop it. So you've got some actors that are just absolutely brilliant, and don't get me wrong, I do believe that there are some geniuses in this world who are just naturally brilliant. There are some people who started off at more of a disadvantage than many of us, and yet they have broken through the system to actually achieve something great. And I'm going to mention names like Sir Richard Branson. He was dyslexic. Tom Cruise, he was dyslexic and I believe a college dropout, and Oprah Winfrey, is another one. And look at the way that she has inspired the world, and she was brought up in poverty. She moved from one state to another to live with her father, and so there was disruption during her childhood. She did not let that put her off. She recognized a gift in her that, I'm telling you, they wouldn't have told her that she had that gift at school. They wouldn't have told her that with that gift you're going to be a millionaire. What? Talk? I was told when I was at school, Trish, you talk too much, right? No one recognized my talking as a gift. And so a lot of adults in particular are still stuck in this time warp that school taught me to do this. I wasn't able to live within the school system, and so therefore I still do not have anything to contribute to society. But I have a message for you today, and I hope you hear this message loud and clear. The seed is not dead. Okay, that seed that God has put inside of you for you to live that unique and purposeful life, and that potential that God has put inside of you is not dead. All it's waiting for is the right environment, the right input to actually get that out of you. And so I want you to start today by thinking about what it is that you love to do. And I want you to go back to your childhood. I know that some people are going to disagree with me on this, but listen, I believe that children are at their most natural in terms of their purpose when they are children, because as yet they haven't had mum, dad, school system and society telling them they can't. And so they don't think to themselves, oh my gosh, it's going to cost a huge amount of money to go to medical school. All they think is, I want to be a doctor. So I want you to start thinking about, what did you do when you were younger that was so naturally you? What do you do now that people say to you, oh my gosh, you do this so well, and you've been dismissing it because you think, as I said earlier, it's not as sexy as what someone else has got. I want you to think about the things that you do with your eyes closed that everybody else finds really, really difficult. And I want you to write those things down. Write them down. Write down all the negatives as well that people have said to you, because we're going to come back to this video later on. And I want you, when you've written down all the negatives that people have said to you, ask yourself, how many of these people do I have contact with on a daily basis? And you know what? I'm not saying that some people you can just totally eliminate out of your life, but if they're no longer in your life, why are you still holding on to those thoughts, those words that people have spoken into your life? Give this some real thought, because I know that you have potential in you that has not yet been tapped into, and it is time. It is time for you to take advantage of what I believe is about to be an explosion in our society in terms of the shift that is happening now. Don't let the economy and the recession fool you. Okay, I believe that out of this economy and the recession, there are going to be some amazing entrepreneurs, and you can be one of them. But for the time being, I want you to do one thing for me. Just go to the right and complete the form to sign up for the newsletter. There will be some more videos coming shortly, and I want you to get on